Hello. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I would like to share my screen with you people. Uh, and now everybody will be there to see my screen. Okay, today I will be discussing week number 3, and week number 3 we have one of the topics, and that is called consideration. You might have studied this topic from the teacher which left. Okay, first of all, you must understand what concentration means. That is something which is of value in the eyes of law. In the very first lecture, I told you people that law varies from country to country, even within country, from one area to another, it varies. So something which is of value in the eyes of law, that is called consideration. Can everybody listen to me? Please say once again that you are listening. Hello. Can you listen my voice?
Yes, sir. आवाज आ रही है, sir.
Okay, okay. Then it's good. Now, something which is of value in these eyes of law, that's called consideration. But to make it very simpler, say there are two persons. Now I'm talking about the consideration. There are two persons. One wants to sell his car at Rs 10 lakh rupees, right? To person A or person B. Person A wants to sell his car and person B wants to give 10 lakh rupees. Now you see, for both of these, for one, 10 lakh rupees is the consideration, and for another, the car is the consideration. So it is both of these, the car and the 10 lakh rupees, these both are considerations. So hope you are clear about consideration. So both of these has some value, right? A car has some value and 10 lakh rupees has some value. Now, as per law, there are some essentials to be understood for a valid consideration, right? The first essential of the consideration is the desire of the promiser. I told you in the very beginning lecture that the one who makes the promise and the one who fulfills the promise, one is the giver and the other is the receiver. The giver is the promiser, the receiver is the promisee. So in the valid consideration, the desire of the promiser is very, very important. For a valid consideration, the act which forms the consideration must be done at the desire of the promiser. Now, what does it mean? It means that any act performed at the desire of a third party or without the desire of the promiser cannot be a consideration. You see, the consideration must be in between the two parties. One is the promiser and one is the promisee. So you see, the desire of both the giver and the receiver is important. If third party enters, then we do not have any consideration. It becomes invalid. So the desire of the promiser, right, to give his car, and the desire of the promisee to receive the car and give the money. So these are the essential things, both the desire of the promiser and the desire of the promisee. The other essential of the consideration is the forbearance to sue. Now, forbearance, what does it mean? It means the action of refraining from exercising a legal right, especially enforcing the payment of a debt. So, forbearance to sue. So, one of the essentials of the consideration is the forbearance to sue. The forbearance, the action of refraining from exercising a legal right. Say a person says, you have given 10 lakh rupees to a person. Now, that person is not willing to give you the amount. Uh, Say you have given that amount for 30 days, and after 30 days, he says that I do not have. On 31st, you say that right now you have to give me 1 lakh rupees plus 10,000 rupees extra because you were unable to pay me within time. So I'm going to sue you. If you do not, by sue here means that I'm going to put a petition in the court against you that I gave, say, 1 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees to the person B for 30 days. Within 30 days, he was unable to give me. Now I demand more, 10 lakh rupees plus 10,000 rupees. You see, in this very case, the the one who gave the loan, he's I mean, legally speaking, he can sue, he can put a petition in the court for giving 10,000 rupees extra. 10 lakh he has to give, 10,000, that is something extra, and he has to give that to me. So in this very case, if a person says that, you see, do not put a petition against me in the court, I'm willing to give you 5,000 rupees extra. So in this case, he's refraining that person from putting a petition in the court. Now this amount, they said 10 lakh rupees, that's okay. But the 5,000 is the consideration, and it is legal. Moving forward, the consideration may be in the past, maybe in the present, maybe in the future. Right? So consideration can be past, present, future. Is quite simple. You can exchange the values. You might have exchanged these values in the past. You might exchange values, say a car and 10 lakh rupees right now, and you can say to a person that I will give you my car after 30 days if you give me 10 lakh rupees. So that will be in the future. Third, other essential of the consideration is that it must not necessarily adequate. Now, what does it mean? It means that in the market, the value of the car is 10 lakh rupees. But you say that you need 12 lakh rupees for that car, right? Not 10, but 12. You are demanding 2 lakh rupees extra. So it is not important that you must sell your car at 10 lakh rupees. You can sell your car at 12 lakh rupees. So 2 lakh extra, you can give, you can say, give it to a person, you can take from a person. So consideration is not necessarily adequate. Here means that you say in the market 10 lakh rupees is equal to a car. Both are equal, but you are demanding, say, 12 lakh rupees for your car, for the same car that is sold in the market for 10 lakh rupees. And you are demanding 12 lakh rupees, 2 lakh extra, right? So 2 lakh extra, you can do it. You are legally speaking, you are okay, right? If a person is willing to give you 12 lakh rupees for a car, then it's okay. So it is not necessary that both the value of the consideration must be equal. It is not necessary. Other essential of the consideration is real or reality. The consideration must be, legally speaking, must be a real thing to be achieved. Now, what do we mean by real or reality? If I say to a Jasim, that Jasim, I will give you 10 lakh rupees if you bring a star for me from the sky, right? So it is not possible. Though we are dealing 10 lakh rupees and a star, it is not real and it's not going to happen, right? So these things must be kept in mind, that the consideration, the value of things must be real. Moving forward, exceptions to considerations. Now, what are those things which we cannot include in the considerations? The first one is natural love and affection, right? So these all things are exceptions to considerations. You love someone, you have affection towards someone, so it is not counted in the consideration. Voluntary compensation, if you give say 1 lakh rupees to a person voluntarily. So in the back years, we faced severe earthquakes, right? So most of the people voluntarily participated, voluntarily donated a lot of money, right? So those, the money cannot be considered as the consideration. Time barred debt is accepted to consideration. Now, time barred debt is what? You give a person a lakh rupees, right? And you say demanded that on 25th, I will remind you that you have to give my money, say after 5 days. You gave money to a person for a month. On 25th, you have to give a reminder to a person that after 5 days, you have to give me a debt. He remind that person after 6 or 7 days. So you see, it is time barred. Same is the case here. If we consider the degree, right now, MS or MPhil degree, you have to complete that degree within 4 years, the maximum time limit for MS or MPhil degree. And to make it very simpler, I'm giving you this example. The maximum time duration for completing MS degree is 4 years. Now, if you pass 4 years and you do not make yourself eligible for a public defense, which is a final appearance for any scholar to defend his thesis within 4 years, so you're a time barred. Right now, there is no need to demand your degree because you are time barred. You did not complete your degree within time. So same is the case. You did not demand your debt within time, so it is time barred. We cannot call this consideration. The other thing in the consideration is the gift. You just say to a person that I will give you a car and the gift tomorrow. So a car and the gift tomorrow, and tomorrow you are unable to give a car and the gift tomorrow. So you see, giving the car as a gift cannot be called consideration. And I told you, consideration. In consideration, we have legal. Legally, we are bound, right? In essentials, I told you that there must be each and every person in the consideration, the promisor and the promisee must be legally bound. So if you give something as a gift to another person and then the time comes and you are unable to give to that person a car or a gift, So that person cannot legally sue you for the car. Unlawful consideration. This is another topic, and week number 3rd. What are unlawful considerations? For a valid agreement, consideration must be lawful. And I told you, and time to time, I'm telling you that a law varies from country to country and from area to area. So for a valid agreement, consideration must be lawful. The thing that you want to exchange, it must be lawful. What does it mean? It means that if you have, say, if you go and snatch a car from a person and then you are selling it in the market for 10 lakh rupees, right? So it is unlawful consideration. You cannot do it. The other unlawful considerations are forbidden by law. It's almost the same for the one that we studied. Defeats provisions of law. Defeat provisions of law, इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये है कि प्रोविजंस इसको कहते हैं कि लॉ के मुख्तलिफ सेक्शंस होते हैं, मुख्तलिफ प्रोविजंस होती है. तो हर वो चीज़ जो कि लीगल ना हो, आप यहाँ पे स्मगलिंग भी अगर फॉर एग्जांपल होती रहती है, आप स्मगल करते हो किसी चीज़ों को, तो वो ये जाती है अगेंस्ट द सेक्शंस और प्रोविजंस ऑफ द लॉ. So you are violating the law, and we cannot call those smuggled products as lawful consideration. अगली चीज है वो fraudulent, आप धोखा देते हो, ठीक है? So fraudulent things cannot be considered as consideration. It can be considered as unlawful consideration. Injury to a person or property. आप किसी को कहते हो कि जाओ इसको उस बंदे को से जख्मी करो, तो हम उसके आपको देंगे $1 लाख. सो इसी एग्रीमेंट तो हो रही है, लेकिन इट इज अनलॉफुल कंसिडरेशन. कंसिडरेशन जो है वो अनलॉफुल है. कैसे अनलॉफुल है? कि एक बंदा, अभी देखे $1 लाख तो ठीक है, लेकिन किसी बंदे को दूसरी तरफ जख्मी करना, ठीक है, इट इज अनलॉफुल कंसिडरेशन. अभी देखिए $1 लाख तो ठीक है, लेकिन $1 लाख के लिए किसी को जख्मी करना, अभी देखिए जख्मी करना भी कंसिडरेशन है, ये अनलॉफुल कंसिडरेशन. सो दैट्स व्हाई इंजरी टू अ पर्सन और प्रॉपर्टी, आप या कहते हो कि जाओ उनकी प्रॉपर्टी जो है उधर उनका घर है वो मिसमार करो, ठीक है, हम आपको $1 लाख देंगे. तो देखिए $1 लाख तो ठीक है, लेकिन किसी का घर इसके लिए ख़त्म करना, तो दिस इज अनलॉफुल consideration and totally illegal. Now the house is open to ask any question right now. Hello. Hello.